Welcome back to InfiniteRP and episode 20 of the Lost City of Vedranis. So good to see you. We 20? Are back. Episode 20.
That can't be right.
It is right. That is 50 hours of Vedranis.
Could do some math.
Wow.
Unless we skipped episode 19. No, we didn't.
No.
It's episode 20. That's insane.
Hot dog.
Yeah.
It's our 20th.
It's our 20th. I don't know.
What is the 20th anniversary gift? Dice.
Hopefully not a TPK.
Yeah. Well, you guys avoided the TPK last session because you completely destroyed the bad guy that I prepped. That was apparently way too easy for you guys. But we're so glad to be back. Good to see everybody. Let's just go around and see what the cast has been up to these past 2 weeks. We are without Isla tonight. She is a little under the weather. She lost her voice and is coughing, so all the love to her and hope she gets better. But Justin, let's start with you. How's your couple weeks been, friend?
Okay. It's been okay. I missed playing with everyone last week. I missed this time together with my friends, my only friends. But happy to, yep, you're the only ones. Isla too, but she's not here to hear that. I'm doing really well. We're having fun on Monday nights with Flames of Freedom. I'll promote that later, but finale's coming up for that, and it's just so much fun. I've been playing a lot of Cowboy Times, which is what I call Red Dead RP, and
not what we were talking about. Not what we were talking about before we went live.
Nope.
PG stream, Cole. PG
Cowboy
stream.
Times is something different.
I don't know if this is a PG stream, but we're borderline.
It's definitely not a PG stream. I would not let my children watch this.
Agreed. Mostly because I'm here.
Yeah, they hate me.
They hate me in particular.
They just don't like him.
He's too lovable. Oh my god. Ray, how have you been? How's your couple weeks been?
I've been all right. I've been here and there, around everywhere. I really got into New World. I've been diving into that game. It's a lot of fun. But besides that, just I'm working on things. I'm working on stuff and things, and I'm brewing. So don't you worry.
Shit.
But yeah, no, things are good. I'm happy to be here finally after the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I've missed it.
It feels like it's been a lot longer than 2 weeks as well. So
yeah, a little bit. But it's good to be back, so happy to be
here. Awesome. Derek, you wonderfully musically talented person, how have you been?
That's me. No, I've been great. I've been honestly busy creating music. As you have said, I debuted a wonderful music video last week called Welcome to the Crossing, which is a Bo Burnham parody inspired by a course of RP server to which we play. So much fun, and it seems like everyone's really loving it, so I'm glad that everybody has enjoyed the art. But streaming, doing the same old, trying to stay consistent, trying to stay busy on top of that as well. But we have more, as Miss Ray has said, pumping out a lot of different things, working on a lot of different magic. Other than that, though, it is a wonderful portion of the week where I get to go ahead and spend with you guys, and I'm really excited to go ahead and fucking helm the other half of this week. Over Hump Day, Vedranis. My body is ready.
Hell yeah. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, I think we've waited long enough to actually play. So without further ado, I'm doing fine, by the way. We'll talk about it later.
We
didn't ask. So
yeah, we didn't ask that.
Sometimes it just doesn't matter.
Strangely enough, what the strangest thing is? My kids love Cole.
I know. I've never even met them, and they love me.
Every Monday night at 10 p.m. our time, when we finish this show. Sorry, Thursday night when we finish this show. Go in, I wake up my 13-year-old and my 10-year-old, and they say, "How's Cole?" That's what they say. Just want to know how you're doing.
I didn't know that. That's very heartwarming in a strange way because I didn't realize
And
I knew my
totally
name
true.
either.
And totally
And
true.
totally true. We don't lie here for any reason. What does that say?
I couldn't read it. What does it say? Yeah,
Fuck.
okay. All right. The arrow's pointing the wrong way, so
It's pointing towards me,
kiss.
which
Damn it! It worked!
that's
The
another
moment's
gif.
gone.
That's another gif. We got it. First gif of the week. All right. Let's hop into our recap so we can tell everybody what we've been up to
I don't even remember.
recently. Well, I will tell you. Last we left off, you guys had been tasked by Sigismund, the Aarakocra plague doctor that rules seemingly over the Old Croak market. He tasked you to search out a secret laboratory that belonged to his once colleague, Dr. Karina Licht, in efforts to find a warp stone, an object of power that have seemingly been strewn throughout Vedranis, full of power and magic beyond what most people know and realize. You guys accepted, and in return you would be given a location to find some lure weed, which is a plant that should hopefully cure Nock and Vodder of ailments that they received. You guys traveled to the mausoleum, coming across the Alhoon named Halifax, who took you down to a crypt where Dr. Karina Licht was supposedly laid to rest. A trap was activated at the crypt, and Vodder unfortunately passed away, as well as your
Passed
compatriot
away.
passed away. He was
eaten alive by a curse.
He was eaten alive by a curse. His brains may have been sucked out by Halifax. We don't know.
It was not ceremonious.
It was not ceremonious, and neither was the loss of Calder, your young compatriot. You guys traveled through some dungeons, coming across a interesting being named Marcoris Deg, who is Tucker Moe's new character.
Interesting being.
Interesting guy. He's all right. You guys made your way past a Duragar mining camp as they were mining some sort of weird gem and some diamonds. You fought a giant spider, which was apparently a creation of a great old one. And then
We met some drow.
You met some drow. You met Aiden and Dala, two followers of Ket, who is an old god, lost god. And unfortunately, we lost Dala to the spider. You guys also found what you were looking for in the secret laboratory, but it turns out that Dr. Karina Licht is not dead, or not anymore, at least, as it was revealed that she was in fact killed by Sigismund. She was cut in half, but Gurgatar, the Great Old One, also known as the Weaver, seemingly gave her new life and a new body, at least the lower half of one, as she had the lower half of a giant spider. You guys also learned, surprisingly, that the plague that courses through the Old Croak market was not only created by Dr. Karina Licht, but it was she created on behalf of Sigismund, the very person who sent you on this quest. The talking was done, and you guys completely obliterated her. And that is where we left off. Not before, I guess I should mention, a giant portal opened and two giant spider legs appeared as Dr. Karina Licht was in the midst of some sort of summoning ritual of some sort, which you guys narrowly interrupted. So, as you guys rest for a moment, you guys kind of look over your wounds and catch your breath. I'm trying to find the right music so I could switch it over. You guys are in this laboratory with the body of Dr. Karina Leash kind of hunched over the window that looks out into this abyss behind her. Aiden is there, although he is still a hellhound, which he turned into during the fight. He's still kind of sitting there. And what do you guys do?
Oh, Derek, you're muted. That's on. I would like.
Can we have the map, DM, please? We're on prior. Do we have that?
Yes, I can bring you back to the map. Absolutely.
Thank you. While we are doing this, I'm going to move from where I am since I was right next to the Hellhound. I'm going to give him the jauntiest, nice pet upon his head and say, "Good dog," and walk over to where Karina is, and I'm going to pull her body and just full yeet it, just pretty much somewhere right in the middle of where I think it was. Yeah, I'm just gonna go and throw her more so she's on the floor, so she's not hanging out. I don't want her to slip. I just want to throw her. I'm gonna just throw her carcass over here in the middle, and I'm going to go ahead and observe her body, her pieces, all of her things. I'm gonna loot her.
Okay. So yeah, you give Aiden a little scratch in which he kind of gives it a side turn, but then you get just behind the ear, and he kind of starts wagging his tail. And yeah, so you begin looting. So Karina, on her person, she has a longsword, as well as that big, huge rifle that she's using to take pot shots at you.
I'm pretty sure the rifle was already taken by Isla, by Kimura.
Yes.
Oh, did she take it over? Okay.
Kimura took it.
Yeah, that was the first thing she did as soon as she killed it. She ran over and took the rifle and realized that it was from her people.
Right, that's correct. So you see Kimura as she is just kind of inspecting this weapon. But other than that, Karina only has the longsword, and then you notice the monocle that she had kind of fallen and is kind of laying there on the ground. It's got a couple cracks in it. Doesn't look like you could really see much out of it anymore, but it is there.
All right. I am not going to take the longsword. I'm just going to, Knock is just over there as he throws a body, walks over to it, and is moving her around and patting her up, seeing what he can go ahead and grab. He just shakes his head and goes, useless. Knock wants to put his foot on where her back and the torso of her connects, and just wants to pull her in half. Just rip her. I don't have to roll a strength check. Okay, just rip this bitch in half.
I'll just say you can do it.
Fantastic.
So you see, Jesus, we're starting off great. Because she has the cross stitching from her body, her torso into the spider, and you just rip those, and so all of you just hear this sickening, squelch as skin is torn.
Is there a seam there?
Oh yeah. In the picture there was a nice little fleshy healed seam.
Do we want to see the picture again?
Yeah, please, for the ones who did not see it before. Oh yeah, I ripped the hell out of that fleshy seam.
So,
oh boy.
Yeah, you just.
Oh yep,
yeah.
There it is.
Yep.
All right, awesome. I want to pull her in half, and then I do that. If anybody's looking around, I'm gonna put back to Marcoris as well as Wisp and be like, just in case she decides to get up. And I'm gonna throw it towards the tank where the aboleth is, and just yeet it over. Just yeet it over into the tank if I can.
Well, don't throw it into the tank. I mean, there's the thing. All right, fine. That's fine.
So you throw it regardless, and there's a loud, and all of a sudden you see the aboleth kind of swim up. Thank you, Goliath. And it crests, takes the body, and just goes down with it. And then all of a sudden you see the greenish kind of brackish water get even darker as blood just kind of begins to spew out from Karina's body, and this thing begins to feast.
Fantastic. Before I go ahead and toss it over to the others, just a question, DM. The big legs that were cut off when the portal closed, are those big legs still around, or did they fall kind of? They
are. They're kind of sitting there limp in the bottom right corner, and they are very large. I'd say like 20 feet long each.
Yikes! Yeah, I don't plan on picking those up, but I am going to make my way back over to where Kimura kind of is, just because my Chatool's Fang is actually still on the ground. So I'm going to go ahead and go pick that up, and then I'm going to go ahead and end my turn after that. If anyone wants to go ahead and jump on it.
And as you are walking, you do notice that that tank or glass container that is in the center with that warp stone in the shape of an eye is just watching you as you walk, and it takes its turn watching every single one of you. It's almost gets a little kind of jittery as it's watching so many things. But there you feel the presence and the energy as you guys have become so familiar with in your time.
What you're saying is that this warp stone, which is a piece of an elder god, some sort of great cosmic being, has ADHD.
It remains to be seen.
Okay.
No. I get it, an eye to be.
The fucking puns that I don't mean to do anymore.
Jiraxius flies over also to Aiden, who is in dog form, and says,
You are capable of healing. I have been gravely injured. Change back into human form and heal me of my wounds.
So, the same kind of head turn, and then there's like a weird kind of nod, and you see almost like Aiden or the Hellhound is kind of shaking like it's like just gotten out of water or something like that. And then it stops because nothing happens. And then it does it again, and nothing happens, and it sits down and
Jiraxius raises his voice as if it could be raised any higher than it is, and shouts around to the rest. He says,
Your cleric is now permanently a dog. It's fine. We needed a pet.
Is that normal, Marquarus?
It doesn't look like it. Aiden, come here, boy.
kind of he growls at you a little bit, not like in an aggressive way, but he.
I know. Okay. This isn't normal, is it? You just give me a little shake your puppy head there.
He's like,
Okay. Might be something is stopping him from changing back. Marquarus is going to real quick, and Ray, just a sec, you can take it after this. But Marquarus is going to cast his detect magic at will that he does.
mm-hmm.
Just scan the room. He is looking for he's looking at that monocle. He's looking at those shelves where he saw the magic aura last week. He saw something over there. And then he's looking, is there anything that is an obvious type of magic that would interfere, or is it the eyeball?
So there is a glow coming from the eye, definitely, as well as from the monocle. And then over in the upper left corner, almost below where Karina's spider abdomen body thing is, there is another kind of circular aura coming from that area.
Now, I'd be able to know what kind of magic it is, if it has a school of magic associated with it.
So the monocle is just a lore item.
Cool.
And then the eye, I don't know what the eye would be.
Okay. Marquarus picks up the monocle without asking permission, puts it in his pocket.
Okay.
And then just going to sort of look between there. He's like, we got a problem, but if, Auden can't, I'm pretty hurt. Apparently Jerry is hurt. And Jerry's like,
yes, I am. I have lost 1/4 of my life.
As they're saying this, I take out the 3 healing potions that we found earlier in the cave, and I pass them out. I pass out 1 to Marquarus, I pass out 1 to Nock, and I hand the other one to Marquarus, I guess. I turn around and I kind of I
What
toss
about
it.
me?
Yeah, I toss it to him.
Just for flavor context, so everybody knows, Jerry is down 3 hit points out of 10.
I should just smack
Yeah,
him into
she
the
has
water.
no idea. She has no idea. So she throws my chorus too.
Oh yeah,
And then
all right.
throws one to
I
the
will
side.
gladly drink one of these. Here, thank you very much, Wisp. Appreciate that.
Samesies. How many die 4 is that?
2d4 plus 2.
Yes, 2d4 plus 2.
Dude.
I do this. I do
Those
this
are
roll.
gone for
I roll
me.
in roll 20.
You're rolling.
Gizmir. Roll for hit points, Gizmir. Oh man, I rolled like, I get 5 hit points back. Great.
So I guess as this is going on, Wisp is so she hands out the healing potions, and then I want to take a very deep investigative look over here where it seems to be like there's a workstation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for papers, diaries, books, specifically paper and ink. I want to see if there's any schematics, anything written on paper or made of paper, and she's looking for ink as well.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me.
Cool. That is a 12.
12. You do find several sheets of blank paper and an inkwell. As far as any books or anything like that, you're not finding much else.
I'm not finding any like sort of notes or schematics or nothing.
Not in here, and as you kind of look about, you do see, kind of in the center, up like a couple steps, you see a large chest.
I yank it down.
It's just on the ground. You can yank it out from under the
okay.
table.
Yeah. Is it locked?
It is locked.
Can I don't have any way of knowing if this would be a trap or if it's magic. I'm just gonna try and open it. I'm gonna try to bust it open with my fists.
I still have detect magic on.
Okay.
Just saying.
Surprisingly, there is no magic emanating from this chest.
Then I'll let her punch at it.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of like hold it in one hand and kind of like punch down and see if I can break it if it's like old enough.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and roll an attack really quick.
Okay, action. That's an normal strike. That's a natural 20 for a 27.
Well, there you go. Go ahead and you can go ahead and roll damage, but I think a natural 20.
Take this and
I
dumb walk.
for critical damage. I did
So-
one measly damage.
So you
but
you did the max damage. So you did a 6 plus 4, so 10
okay,
Oh, yeah.
plus 1.
plus 1, so 11.
So 11. I'm gonna say with a natural 20, that'll be enough. You kind of just look at it and kind of give it like a solid kick, and just kind of like it just caves in like where the lock is. It just goes,
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. I'll open that beautiful baby and see what's inside.
okay. You see stacks of books and journals. Not many strewn papers. It looks very organized. And you find
Right.
a few more like quills and ink.
Okay. Perfect. I disregard everything else that's going on in the room and I sit down immediately. Like almost like a kid in a candy store, but it's just me taking out all the books and I take them out and I lay them out one by one, all in a line. And then I want to see, are there titles on any of them or are they just kind of notebooks?
They seem to be notebooks. There are a couple textbooks.
I'm just going to start rifling through and gathering as much as I can. I'm just going to pick one of them up and start reading and kind
Are
of
you picking
like
up
a book or a
notebook.
notebook? Okay. As you
Yeah, diary. I have a spider bunch now.
as you pick up the book and begin reading, you're having a hard time understanding what it's written in common, but
Is it coded?
it looks like it's coded and it's ciphered.
Ooh, okay. So as soon as I realize that it's coded, I'm gonna pack it all up, but instead of putting it in the chest, I will put it in her pack. And she's gonna decompress for it later. She's going to put the ink and the quills in her little calligraphy set to make sure that they don't get damaged. And I would like to check the chest to see if there's anything funky with it. Any hidden little latches, anything weird.
False bottoms.
Yeah, false bottoms. I'm gonna feel it all before I just disregard it.
It looks like just a chest. It looks
Okay.
like Karina believes that a lock and her cipher is enough to maybe
All right.
figure that out. What you do find, I will say you find 2 textbooks and 3 journals that you can add, as well as a ream of blank paper, and 2 more inkwells and 2 quills.
On Monday night in Flames of Freedom, one of our characters tried to murder somebody with a bag full of textbooks. So
It's definitely possible.
Yeah, it's definitely.
And as a monk who can use improvised weapons,
And I have magic fist now. I'm unstoppable.
Give me this sack of
Come at
learning.
me. Come at me. I will fight you. All right. Cool. I love it. Okay, and a ream of paper. Just remind me, how many sheets is that?
roll a d100.
Okay, I can do that.
I don't
That's
know.
cool.
that
What is
many.
it? Hash roll or R.
Go forward
RB.
/ roll.
Oh,
Not
bro,
in
I
the
gotta-
Twitch chat.
No, it's not.
Hey, it was
You're gonna do
one
it in the
time.
Got an 11, so it's 11 sheets of paper.
Sure, yeah.
Cool.
I'm so glad that I / roll today, and I was like, is it gonna work? Please work for me the first
Okay,
time.
so 11 sheets of paper. That's more than enough. Cool. All right, yeah. So she'll compartmentalize everything, and then when I walk over back to the group, I'll just kind of like casually stroll up to everybody and just say, I found possibly what we were looking for. It looks like her journals, inks, textbooks, but they're in a cipher, so I'll need more time.
All right, fine with me. I'm gonna go make sure sweep the room a little bit and see if there's anything else. Also, and he sort of looks back and forth between the aboleth and the warp stone. Says, what are we gonna do about these 2?
Knock, if he has grabbed his sword by now, says,
I want to talk to the fish.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And I will also remind you, this obviously it's entirely up to you if you guys decide to do this, but your main portion of the quest was to get the warp stone. I will just say that.
Marcoris doesn't know that.
Of course, doesn't know that.
throws the warp stone into the water. Heard? No, heard. Okay. DM, those big spider legs, are they oozing anything?
Yeah, they're oozing like a abysmal orange, like not quite orange, like almost like cream orange ichor.
Delicious.
Hot. All right.
Like it looks like pus. It looked like
Oh, not delicious.
I want to grab. Well, after I grab the sword and I grab the fang and I tie it back onto my championship belt. I'm going to grab a book, or since these are bookshelves that I'm next to, right?
yes.
I'm gonna grab a book and throw it into the pus. I just want to see if it's like disintegrates or anything else like that. If it's of any quality of that sort.
Okay. So as you throw it, it kind of lands with a nothing for a moment, and then you hear, and then like a smoke or a steam rise as the book quickly begins to disintegrate.
Is the floor at all from the piling of ooze that is happening also doing the same, or no? Okay, all right. I am going to. I want to take the long way around, and just not by walking over to the rest of the group after kind of throwing the book, and I'm going to say,
The giant spider legs. Whatever is in there, it's blood or it's dangerous. And it's born in a hole.
through the
it's,
floor.
It's xenomorph blood times like 10.
Oh shit. Okay,
Wait.
heard.
Here, and I'm gonna pull out the empty flask from the potion I just drank.
Okay.
I was like, here,
Takes it and he says,
take
"Do you have
in
any-
order to go.
do you have anything bigger?"
No, I do not.
Fine.
Well, I turn around during this, is the eye floating or is it propped up on something?
It is like suspended. It
There's
is
no
floating.
like little tail ends that are kind of like keeping it at bay with like this weird force or anything. It's literally just the warp stone just chilling, free falling.
Free fall and Tom Petty style.
Okay. Okay, cool. Well then okay. Never mind then.
I'm gonna take a walk back over to the leg and just scoop some of that up into the vial, and
Okay. There's a
if that's possible.
yeah, there's a lot of it. And
Yes.
so with your big hands and
Can
this
I-
small,
Oh no, never mind.
No.
I need you to give me, what kind of check
I
would
was
this
literally
be?
gonna say, can I run over with like, can I grab one of the tools off the bench and
Yeah.
just like throw it at him?
Yeah, I want to
Use
make
a
this very
tool
clear.
instead?
I'm not putting my after throwing the book in there. I'm not my barbarian intelligence. I'm not gonna put my fucking hand in there. Okay. I want to. I'll find something, but she's right. So as I walk past, I'm like, I'm running some beer fan. You don't get any bad. Turn around. I want to just look at the party and go. You want to help me with that?
What?
You want to help me with this?
You got it.
I would say that you can find like some sort of caliper or something like that too.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Awesome.
with a
class
clamp. I was
on.
gonna say a clamp.
Yeah. Oh, like a ladle.
Oh, some soap. You want some food?
Come here, Casimir, I give you soup. Some spiders. Come here, Bush.
Yeah, so I'm gonna lay out I'm gonna ladle some of this into the flask and then cap that bitch. Okay. And do I have to roll for that? I just want to make sure I'm taking my proper
If
steps.
you're using tools, I would say no.
Okay.
So you begin to kind of like try to scoop some of this ichor into the bottle, and you do get a little bit, but very quickly you start to hear the and it just completely eats away, and all of a sudden the glass container goes and just explodes, and like you get a couple like glass splinters. It seems, however, whatever this is or however strong this ichor is, it is too strong to keep. You need to find something else somehow to retain something like this.
All right. Well, as this thing explodes in my hand, I just want to do two things. I'm gonna move over to the aboleth. Before I do, the acid is, or the blood, if the spider, it is boring through the floor. Is it boring to the floor to the point where like it's creating a chasm? Like it's just going and going and going?
It goes for a bit, but yeah, you can kind of see it is creating a hole.
Okay.
Through the cobblestone, and it just keeps going.
Gotcha. All right, I'm gonna start moving my way over towards the aboleth and kind of keep myself at like a 10-foot distance away from the actual tank itself. If someone wants to take over, that'd be my guess.
Marcoris is gonna go up and down those bookshelves because he remembered seeing something over there that was magical. So he's just detecting magic, looking for anything of value or anything that is helpful.
Okay.
On the eastern wall.
On the eastern wall. Okay. Give me a second. It takes you a couple minutes, but you see, as you look, something catches your eye, and it is the thing that is glowing with magical energy. You see this metal tube. It's rectangular in a way. It's not rounded, and there is almost a key ring that goes through it, and there's a little chain attached to it.
I turn around and shout,
Yeah.
"Hey, y'all! I found a commemorative keychain."
The hollow tube itself, it's about a foot long, so it's actually quite large. It looks like a chime, like a wind chime or some sort of metal musical instrument.
Is it like a flute?
No, it's like a chime that you can hit.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm gonna grab it, and I found a look. Like I'm gonna play like a ding, right? But I'm not gonna do it right now. But like it's
Okay.
I mean, it's
You're
magic.
playing a thing? You're playing a ding?
I can see the magic in it. There's some sort of what kind of magic is coming off of it?
I need to learn my schools of magic because
I mean, super cool is an option.
D&D schools of magic.
Sure.
Valid.
You got your transmutation. You got your abjuration. You got illusion magic.
Got the illusion magic, you know.
Right.
You got your divination magic.
Divination.
You got your necromancy if you're into that.
You want to see the pamphlet?
I would say,
You want a necromancer? We got some.
I would say, I don't know, maybe evocation or
Right. That's good.
abjuration.
So abjuration would be like protective, like it has like a spell cast on it to keep it safe.
Not that.
Evocation would be like I call a fireball out of thin air and make it go boom boom, or I create something out of nothing.
I don't know.
I'll hang on to it.
I know
I'm
what
just
it
gonna-
does.
Yeah, sure.
Do you want to roll?
Well, I'm gonna
here. Roll
check
an
it out.
Arcana. Roll an Arcana. check.
Yeah.
Ooh, gladly. I would gladly.
I feel like
Roll.
my
Fucking
Corey
don't
knows
touch
like
him.
everything. He's got the catalog and he's studied it twice. You know, like I feel like he knows everything.
Yeah, that's a 12.
A 12. You're not entirely sure. Fuck.
Never mind. I mean, it's
Let's
definitely it makes a ding noise.
It makes a dinging noise.
I'm loath to hit it, you know, without knowing. Like maybe it summons like a different spider lady, and I don't want that.
Yeah, you might just have to try it out.
Do that.
you know.
Don't do that.
No.
Please.
Rather not.
I mean, should
rather
I?
Not.
No.
Should I do it right now?
No, you shouldn't. No.
Just once?
No.
I'm gonna
Big
pocket
diff-
it and just sort of see if it requires attunement. I'm gonna study it and, you know, just check it out, along with that monocle too.
Okay.
While that is going on, I would like to go, now that the body's been kind of like pulled out of the window, can I go look out that window
Sure.
and see
It's a
what I
little
see? Yeah.
In the window.
So you hop up onto the kind of that corner desk, I'd say, and kind of look out and look down. Do you have dark vision? I don't think
No, I do not. I can cast it though.
Okay.
So I'll use 2 key points to cast it.
Okay. So yeah, you use your key points and maybe some. How far does your dark vision reach?
It's just the spell. I think it's 60 feet.
60.
Let me see. 60 feet. Yes.
60. Okay. So yeah, just at the edge of your dark vision, you see water. It looks like it just empties down into some sort of lake.
Okay. And 60 feet out, do I see anything?
No.
Okay. Okay. And what about 60 feet up?
You see a like the cave ceiling.
Okay, so I can see the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll kind of like turn around, and as Nox like creeping on the aboleth, I'll just kind of go over there and say, so 60 feet down is water, 60 feet across is darkness, and up is the ceiling. I don't know what's beyond this, but it seems like it just might be the end.
You definitely know there's a way down as well.
And he looks over to like the giant leg and the spewing pus.
It's interesting.
We have to find a way to move that thing, you know that, right? And she turns around and points to the giant warp stone.
Nock kind of shakes his head slowly but stupidly. He's like,
Yeah. And I think this big fish is gonna tell us.
and
Okay.
he kind of like peers over and says,
What was this thing called again? The creature race.
Before he takes over, while he's doing this, she's gonna set up. I'm gonna move my token, but I'm gonna set up behind him just enough to be close to the eye, but still kind of like in the nestled corner of where those stairs are. I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna start trying to read through these textbooks or figure out this cipher.
Okay.
While he's talking.
Nock turns as soon as you sit down. He's like,
What is this thing called again? I don't want to call it my fish. So, apple would be lithy.
Marcor said it was called an aboleth.
Apple.
he turns back around towards the aboleth.
Aboleth, are you full?
Soon. As all of a sudden you see like an arm like fly out of the water, and the little aboleth goes, poosh, grabs it and like brings it back down. It's like mangled and torn and gross.
Nock kind of like nods in approval, and he's like,
Good. So when was the last time she fed you?
Very long time.
Sorry to hear that. No creature deserves to spend its eternity inside of a tank. My name is Nock, Seeker of Glory. I hail from the Kunathi, the Caucayan Mountains, the Kanathi clan.
I
Come
know.
very far. All right, yes, you know. I understand you're a creature of the mind. But I need to peer into yours. You'd be ever so friendly to have a conversation.
Why do you wish to have a conversation?
Because I've been burdened to come here to look for something.
and points over to the giant floating rock.
That. Can you tell me where that came from? You've obviously spent a lot more time here than I have.
It was here before I got here.
Why are you here?
It takes an interest in me. It asks me questions. I talk to it.
You talk to the rock?
The eye. I talk to the eye.
Nock turns to Wisp.
This thing talks to the eye.
It is very intelligent. It wants to be put back together.
It wants to be put back together.
I'm saying all these things out loud, not in my mind, by the way. I just want to make that very clear, so my questions are out loud.
It wants to be put back together. Meaning, it's in pieces. A lot more than what we see here.
Remember
Yes.
what we heard? The warpstones are part of a primordial beast, an elder god, something long lost and dead, or many people thought.
I see. We're all being put back together, like one big puzzle. I'm really starting to just absolutely despise puzzles, but I could see if you were separated, you would want to become one. So, you were brought here before. Do you know why?
No. It says very quickly.
Knock.
He turns to Wisp.
We can't take this back. We have
The
to
eyeball of the fish.
the eyeball. We can't take it back to who asked us to bring it to him. But we have to take it. Think about it. Why would he ask us to come here to deal with the doctor that he slain himself? Why would he ask us to bring us the stone? What's he trying to put back together?
Damn people and their big brains and multiple agendas. People that want to put back the damn puzzle.
I'm gonna move the books off me again and run over to Marcoris.
Oh, hey.
What do you know about hiding things?
Hiding things. I'm
That.
sorry, I'm not tracking. What do you mean?
And I point to the eye. That.
Oh. Thought you wanted to. Isn't that a way to end the sickness or whatever?
I don't know, but I don't trust the person who asked us to bring it back.
Oh, I see. All right. Yeah.
And we need a way to hide it until we're sure.
I mean, I know there's some magic that can do that, create sort of like extra planar spaces, things like that, but nothing within my realm of capability.
How big is it again? You said it's floating, but how big is it? Like a softball, or is it like a basketball?
No,
or
it's like
Or is it like a
slightly larger
like a,
than
medicine
this
ball.
size.
like a beach ball.
Yeah,
It's a beach
yeah.
ball. It's a beach ball.
Beach ball.
Okay.
It's
That's
about
not easy
5
to
feet.
hide.
Yeah, it's about 5 feet, like
Oh.
in
An extra circumference.
5 feet.
Hypothetically.
yeah.
Hypothetically,
It's quite large.
Okay.
would we be able to fit this in a bag of holding into the opening space of a bag of holding? I don't think so. I don't think
Look
so.
on,
but that's
look
what
at
I'm
the look on that
asking.
face.
That's what's
Contemplation
going
face.
through her mind right now. She's trying to figure out ways to hide this that she knows. She only knows about a bag of holding.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they're
I don't
like
think
I'd
it
have to
would.
look up the rules of a bag of holding.
It'd be like trying to fit a watermelon inside of like your messenger bag. It's just like one point, like it just like stretches it out too far. It just kind of like sits awkwardly, like on the top. It's not gonna work.
It's
not
roughly
gonna
2
work.
feet in diameter at the mouth.
Yeah,
so
no, it's not gonna
no.
Yeah. No,
Understood.
no there's no. I mean, what we can do? Roll that thing out of here. Where are we gonna put it?
Roll it out.
We can't let anyone know we have it.
No, but we have no way of transporting it, do we?
Knock looks over his shoulder, looks at the eye, looks back.
What's Knock doing?
He's trying to talk to the fish. He
Oh
thinks
shit!
that.
We shouldn't let him talk to the fish. Fish is gonna get
he's
inside
trying
his
to see if
head.
it knows anything. I mean, I don't. What is it?
What, the fish or the eye?
The fish.
The aboleth. No. Okay, no.
I don't know anything. I don't know.
And he's gonna start walking over in that direction. He's like, it's not a fish, okay? I mean, it does. It's aquatic, but
It's a
like,
whale.
yeah, aboleth is not a mammal neither. Aboleth, they some people think they were around before like everything. All right, they're like primordial, but they're also like psychically supercharged. And so, I mean, they're dangerous. It might sound like a little kid.
Why does
he's gonna, like-
everything want to get inside of my head?
But I mean, maybe there's something great in there.
And she just kind of like watch, like she's just kind of like dumbfounded, and she just continues to walk over to the tank with Marquez.
Knock, while they're walking over, you hear him asking another question to the aboleth, which is
What else is this thing trying to tell you, other than wanting to be put back together? Has he warned you of anything? Has he told you anything?
They're all trying to get free. They're all trying to get put back together.
Did he mention how?
Some aren't in pieces. Some are just sleeping.
Some are sleeping.
Are we
Like
all
that
hearing
one.
this, or is it just in Knoxville?
I would say
I'm saying all these things out
Yeah.
loud. By the
Right,
way.
but I'm
not
wondering
saying
the
them out.
answers.
I would say it's speaking like out telepathically, so you can all hear it.
Okay.
And when it says, even that one, its body kind of turns and looks at the giant legs that are sitting out there.
Wait, what?
You're saying the big spider that was about to come out of that port was trying to get to the eye.
No. To the city. They all want it for themselves.
All the elder gods, these old beings.
it sits there for a moment, and it says,
Yes, yes, Ketterthen, the primordial, Gurgatar, Hadar, the beholder, the mother, the serpent, the combiner. They all want the city for themselves. They say they work together, but they don't.
Yeah, that's how these things usually go.
Gods are selfish.
and I will say when it mentioned the name Ketterthen, that does ring a bell to
Not to me,
not to Mark Horst, but to
because I know Calder.
you.
Yeah.
So all these gods fighting over the city. Now, I'm sorry. We have been so rude, and we have not asked you what your name is. Do you have a name?
Not one that you could pronounce.
Try us. I
No,
speak
it's all right. It's all right.
a lot of languages.
Would you like to give us a name that we can use that, like, we can pronounce? Like, Phyllis?
If you so choose.
All right, Phyllis. Dr. Leaked, what was she using you for?
I think she wanted me to keep the eye in check. She wanted me to talk to it, distract it while she did her experiments.
I see. And did
But
you
it's-
learn anything from the eye, anything that might be useful to us? Because I'll tell you what, Phyllis. All right, out that window, there appears to be a big old lake. It's a great place for an aboleth to grow and thrive. Live out your days, eating poor, unsuspecting adventurers.
If I tell you, will you let me out there?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we're not going to bring you back with us. We're just looking to, we're just looking to make everybody, and except for her, and he points to like one small remnant of Dr. Leaked. Except for her, we're trying to make everybody come out on top here, all right?
Do you promise?
Knock interjects quickly.
We promise.
Because if you don't, I will make sure I find you.
You will not spend another day inside of this tank.
Phyllis,
We'll
we're
get
not
your
enemies.
freedom.
We're going to get you your freedom. He's right. Tell you what, be as helpful as you can, but either way, we're going to throw you out that window.
What do you want to know?
Okay. The eye. Did it give you any locations of other pieces? Did it say anything about this sickness that's affecting everybody? How to reverse mutations people are going through?
No. Not. It said. It's all throughout the city. It feels everyone's presence.
Okay.
But
so
it's hard.
scattered. Okay.
I know where its heart is.
Its heart. Where would that
Yes.
be?
In the castle.
Did it
Be
seem?
more specific on what castle to which you think it resides.
The big one at the center of the city, where the prince lives.
There's a prince.
Yes.
And there's this prince, and Marcos has his notepad out here. This prince, he's powerful, well known, a lot of connections.
I don't know him,
Okay.
but I would assume so.
Did he seem? Did the eye? Did it seem nervous about telling you where the heart is? Like it was like important information.
It took some time to learn, but I know many things. I can get lots of information.
Oh, like what else?
What you want to know?
And looks around at everybody else.
How do I read this?
Yeah, do you know
I
anything
hand
about this
up
code?
the textbooks. Like,
Carefully.
You dick aboleth.
she just fucking gives the dirtiest stare towards the tank. Like she's just like
There's 10 seconds of silence.
and then like goes back into reading it. And trying to figure it out.
Dr. Leak, did she ever talk about taking this thing out of here, moving it all? We're trying to figure out a way to get it sort of someplace safe.
No, she
won't
wanted to
hurt
keep it
anybody.
here. She used it. She wanted to use it to bring back the Weaver. She was using its power,
Yeah, I remember.
which
that.
isn't smart.
Why the
No, I don't want
Weaver?
to mess with that.
Did she ever say why the Weaver? Of all the things,
Sure, she could have brought back Hadar or the Great Serpent or whatever.
why the Weaver?
Why the Weaver?
She didn't talk to me much. She didn't tell me much.
What a jerk, huh?
Yeah.
So what do you know about the Cochrane? The bird man who sent us here?
Yeah, do you know that? What was his name? Siggy?
Sigismund.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you know him?
No. But she mentioned him a lot.
Can I roll an insight check?
Sure.
I don't know if
Fucking
you
Amalek.
intentionally. I got a fucking crappy natural one. Never mind. Fuck. I'm too book in my face right now. I'm trying to figure out this cipher.
So did he mention anything about Sigismund? A weakness, a plight, anything of that sort?
She mentioned that she made something to make people sick. And that she was killed because of it. By him. She hated him.
Did she say anything about ending that sickness? How to reverse it?
No, she didn't want to. She tried to make sure it could never be done.
Did she mention anything about soul stones to you?
They were
We talked
needed.
about it. Where are they? Where's the, There was many of them that were being harvested over there in the mines before we came. They hear storage or anything of that sort.
They were consumed over time before the ritual.
Right, about the Weaver, right? To bring the Weaver back?
Yes.
So, like solely jelly beans.
Like soul jelly beans, yeah. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Let's see.
Okay, here's the last thing we need from you, I think. Okay, Phyllis?
Okay.
Anything that could be helpful. I mean, did she have anything hidden in here that she was trying to protect? Any information that you might have heard that might help us and, helping other people?
Kind of swims around for a second.
She used that circle to get out of here.
The circle on the floor, the one over there?
No, the one where her body is.
Oh, I see this one over here. And I'm like, I go back to casting detect magic over in that area that you pointed out earlier next to the tank.
Yeah, like right here.
Yep. What's going on there? What's the story with that?
I don't know. She just
I'm
used
asking
it.
you.
Oh, you're asking me, not the
I'm detecting magic there.
So you see some sort of like circular glowing area. Go ahead and roll another Arcana check for me.
Yeah, I can do that. Oh my gosh, a 6. A natural 2.
I'm gonna say it probably wouldn't be that hard to, especially with you being from
teleport
Eberron.
something?
From you being from Eberron, I guess you wouldn't even need a roll because these are widely used on Eberron. It would be a teleportation circle.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's like y'all found the exit.
Do you know where it leads?
Do I?
No.
So we're doing it. Nope.
It would lead to a single point though.
Right. Someplace fixed. Like it's got like think about like 2 ends of a tube, right? It's the other end of the tube.
Can we use it to get out?
Oh, I think so. Would I know how to activate it?
You would.
Yeah, we can. We could probably even roll that big old eye in here if we want to take it with us.
Well, we have to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nock wants to lean into the aboleth, like kind of get closer to the tank and say,
Where do you want to call your home? This lake?
Yes.
But easy answer.
Nock wants to walk over to the tank and he puts it, like, turns around and give it its back, and he's like, kind of like, hop on. Well, how big this thing's huge, right? This thing is like it's a very large creature, yes?
It's about 10, 12 feet long.
Oh, okay, all right. That's
Which, Mark Horace, these things are usually bigger.
Yeah, it's definitely a baby, right? It's a young aboleth.
All right there, Phyllis. Hop on.
I don't have any arms or legs. This is going to be painful.
Throw yourself onto my back.
As it launches itself out of the water and latches itself with its mouth onto your shoulder and bites into you. I don't think it can actually bite.
If it does, it's totally fine.
Like, it doesn't have like a true bite attack, but I'm gonna say, let me roll really quick, because this thing, you see rows, all of you just see this giant maw as it like launches out of the
We could have helped you.
only 3. You take 3 points of piercing damage as this thing just bites and grips on. It's like, oh.
Yeah, I'm just, I take the brunt of it, and I'm like,
I could have balanced it if it just. It's alright, it's alright.
and I slowly am pulling him out of the tank and walking over towards the window that is broken from Miss Spider Queen. I'm gonna walk over there.
And as you are kind of like bringing this this thing over, you hear it say,
You taste good.
and just ever so slightly, there's a little bit more of a pain.
Nock winces and he says,
Trust me. You see that behind me?
and points to the rest of the spider body. Goes,
I got takeout for you.
and I'm just gonna take the apple left in both my hands and just throw the fucker right out of the fucking
Take
window.
out a window.
Yeah, well, the window should already be broken if I'm correct, right? So I'm not throwing him through a window. Okay, yeah. I'm dexterously throwing, eating the Albolitis out of the window.
Okay, and as from an echoing in your mind, well, I guess it wouldn't be echoing from your mind. It has a range of 120 feet telepathically, so all of a sudden you throw it, and all of a sudden there's silence, and then
Thank you.
and then nothing, as you have just released an aboleth somewhere into the world.
We made a friend, okay? That's
Yeah,
the
made
most
a
important part.
friend.
We made a friend of this aboleth. We saved
Maybe.
its life.
I'm then also going to grab the Carquistador, the other half of that spider, and eat that also through the window, and then just yell down, "There's your snack!"
Okay.
Let it fall over so we can get himself some food too. Fucking eating me.
God damn it.
Shakes that off.
So, yeah, you guys are kind of now sitting there, and you can see Aiden sitting there now, and you see him just kind of sitting there, kind of with one of his back legs. He scratches his ear, and then he seems to have found joy and just constantly like breathing little embers of fire out of his mouth. And you can just see him. He goes up and he like puts his paws on like one of the like on the tables and just goes. And you just see fire come out. He just sets fire to shit that's on the desk.
You having fun there, pup?
He turns back at you and you see his tail wagging.
It's like you're too easily entertained there, friend.
And I'm gonna start walking over towards the eye.
Okay. So as you approach, you step within 10 feet of this eye, and immediately it's like watching Kimura, who's still kind of idly like trying to fix the weapon, and you see her kind of picking up some ammunition, which looks very different to even the weapon that she normally uses. And you can hear like, God, fuck,
Sorry.
And it's watching her, and then you step in, like, up next to it, and all of a sudden it's like,
Like what you see?
Grabs the orb and then picks it up. Or tries to.
so
From
it's
its pedestal.
it's inside like some sort of glass cylinder. So you need to break that first.
Don't want to break that. Yeah, you know what? I'll do that. I'll go ahead and take the butt end of my axe and then break the glass.
Okay, go ahead and roll a athletics check for me really quick.
Hey, be an 11, sir.
Okay, so you hit it and it doesn't break.
It's DM. If you could just give me the pedestal itself. Is it a pedestal and then a glass ball? Like, is it like a?
It's like this looks almost like a like a cylindrical glass aquarium. Like there's a little bit of a pedestal, but then it's glass that rises up, and then there's like another like piece of stone or something that caps it off.
There's this piece of stone at the top.
Yes.
I'm gonna turn to the Payarty and say,
This thing ain't breaking. At least not from this.
What if we tip it over? Does that work?
Sure.
Is it tippable?
knock shoulder checks it.
Or you just like run it, like go, like
Yeah,
hard
yeah.
as you can.
Yes.
Yeah, go
I'll
ahead.
take like 10. I'll take 10 feet back, and I'll use my charger feet, and I will hit it with as much force as I can.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, go ahead and roll another athletics check. I'll give you advantage on this roll. 21. So you don't necessarily top it over, but as you lower, you throw your shoulder into it, and as you do this, for whatever reason, uncontrolled by you, you start saying something in deep speech. Your tongue lolls out, and you say something. All of a sudden, the baleful blue fire ignites without you igniting it, and you ram into it. I just hit my desk. And all of a sudden, there's a shattering as the glass just disintegrates and turns into sand. Strangely, as you're like left there stunned, and the eye kind of does a 360-degree turn as it still floats in the air, and it just turns and watches you. It starts turning in circles, so like you can see like the pupil, where it's like kind of like reptilian almost. It starts turning in circles, so you can kind of see it like it just starts doing weird turns and whatnot, and just sits there.
I do have control of my body. Yes, it's just billowing flames and then the deep speech.
Yeah. And
Can I understand
also-
anything in the deep speech? Like what it's saying, or is it just like in my head wise?
some sort of weird chant that you've never uttered before. As you sit there and try to recall, you can't remember what you said.
Heard.
And all of a sudden, as the glass breaks and this eye bears down on you, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. You feel... You kind of lurch forward as it feels like there's some sort of stinging on your back. And you hunch over and you kind of look and nothing happens, and soon the feeling fades. But it almost felt like something was pushing against the back of your skin on your spine.
Like coming out
Maybe.
or coming in. All right. You see, there's an autumn, like as the flames are billowing off of Nock, and this cacophony of glass into sand, and as well as this grunting that you can hear from him throughout this deep speech chant. Like you see, as he lurches over, he's like, you hear like it's like a grunt, but the grunt is of a painful grunt, and it's loud enough that everybody else can definitely go ahead and to hear it. And Nock is going to reach out for the eye and try to clasp it in his hands.
Okay. Yeah, you do that. And Marcoris and Wisp, as you're watching, as you see him lurch, you do see his back expand for a moment into a large, like, bulbous hump before receding back.
Marcoris and Wisp both make the same face, which is...
Wait, okay, question. Would one say that it looked like when he grabbed it, it looked like it almost would be inside of him by the size of that hump? Or is this not?
It was before.
I'm trying to figure out if this boy just absorbed some energy into his fucking body, all right?
Half camel.
Half
It doesn't look like he was like absorbing it. Go ahead
It
and
was like an energy, like, yeah, I'm trying to figure out what made his back do that, whether it was force from him holding it, if it looked like something arcane, like she's just trying to figure out a reason.
Yeah, make me a medicine check.
Oh, there's not.
Can I assist with that?
Sure.
Because we're standing next to each other.
Yeah, you can roll with advantage.
Yeah, roll
I'd
with
say.
advantage.
15.
15. As you see this, like this thing happen to Knock, Wisp, you recall back at the market and that creature that you fought with the Kyrogen. You remember what it looked like and the deformed body that it had. What you can reasonably assume happened is that the sickness or whatever that Knock
It's getting bad.
has, it's getting worse.
Okay. I'm going to just kind of lean over to Marcoris and be, it's bad.
Yeah, I mean,
we need the lure weed now, soon.
What's lure weed and
It's sorry. It'll help him.
Oh, okay. Do you have any with you?
No, we were set out to find it before all of this happened. We were actually looking for that before we found this.
All right. We'll add it to the to-do list then. Lure weed for Knox Hunchback. And he writes it down. All right. He looks like he's got a hold of that thing. I am going to keep my distance and just rotate around Nog at a good 15 feet away from him, and head over to the teleportation circle, and give one last once over the room to make sure there's nothing we missed, any magic to be detected, anything like that.
Not that you're seeing. You have the eye. You have released an aboleth. You have picked up the monocle.
Phyllis.
Some books. You released Phyllis, not Willis.
No, not to be confused with Willis. It's cousin.
Oh, it was cousin. What you talking about, Willis? And it doesn't seem like you're. I mean, there's a lot in here, but nothing that seems any more magical or pertinent to what you are needing at the moment.
I'm going to lean over and fire up this teleportation circle.
Okay, what does that look like?
He sort of studies the etchings and runes that are, I'm assuming, painted or carved into the floor, and finds the places where there must be some sort of line or letter that connects them, right? That is left unfinished. So like, okay, and he takes out his pen, and you know what I mean? It's like he goes down to the floor and finishes the phrase, right? The musical phrase. All
Signed,
around the outside.
Mark.
Marcos Deg was here.
Okay.
And I'm like, Jerry, let's go. And just sort of channel some of his administrative arcane energy into this circle to activate it.
Okay. As all of you step in, Marcoris, you activate the teleportation circle. You all hear a hum, seemingly pleasant to the ear. It almost sounds like a musical note. And then all of a sudden you feel a rush, as it feels like at the base of your temple, or at your temple, it feels like you feel a little tug. All of you kind of turn your head instinctually, and then what we see is just kind of the remainder of the room as you guys have now disappeared with the eye, Aiden, and everyone in tow. Moments later, you kind of feel it's dark, but you're standing in a completely different space. The first thing you realize is that it's cold.
Okay.
You feel like you're chilling, your arm. You find yourself in some sort of living quarter made of stone. Kind of like an attic, but not quite. You can see a old bed, very well made. You see a desk, and it doesn't seem like it's been touched. There's a layer of dust. And you see chests and several very interesting items leaning up across the walls and whatnot. And we will figure out where exactly you're at when we come back from the break.
We're inside of Vodder's old college dorm. We just made it.
It was him all along.
He's the big bad guy. Yeah.
He's just ramen on the desk.
Yep. All right, everybody. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you for the follows that we've gotten. We've gotten a couple, and thank you for the subs. We appreciate it. We will be back in 7 to 10 minutes. 7 to 10 minutes. Go grab a drink, grab a snack, do whatever you need to do, and we will see what happens next very shortly. See you guys. We'll see you soon. And welcome back, everybody. I don't know why.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Everybody. Anyway, let me
Welcome
turn the interesting music back on. What music? Oh, I know what music we'll play. So you guys find yourselves, like I said, in this attic type room. It's cold, it's dark, there are no windows, but you are surrounded by objects that catch your interest. At this time, Marcoris.
Yeah. I'm detecting that magic, yo.
Yes, but before you do, you are receiving a message.
What does this look like?
What does it look like whenever you
Like
receive something?
Like a little paper bird appears out of midair and lands in my lap.
So not a bird. I think it like kind of like you hear there's like a buzzing.
Okay.
Let me change the music for a second. This music will come
very
back. Yeah, it'll come back. It'll come back. Anyway, so yeah, you're receiving a message from headquarters, and you instinctively put your hand out to grasp whatever little letter or whatever they send you.
Yeah.
But you're able to react in time, but you see a box, like a rectangular box, and and like you're able to catch it.
I grab it and I say, "Yo, care package from Eberron. Maybe this is from Giz. Hold on." And he puts it down on the ground, and he's just gonna open it up.
Okay. There is a note wrapped up inside the box, and as you look at it, it says, "Well done. Continue your investigation. Seek the heart." And what you see beneath that, as you're kind of looking, you see a magical rod.
Hot. I got you, Cole.
Of the, it looks like.
Oh, hey, y'all, check it out.
You don't get it anymore.
No. I'm being very serious and role playing.
It is. You see etched into it the symbol of the Order of the Emerald Claw. You see the kind of the hand. It looks like a hand, but like wreathed, but almost like it was made from fire.
It's green.
It's green. So you do see this, and it looks like a reward of some sort for your.
Oh, look at this! I got a new. Hold on, and I take my old rod and I just throw it away.
It clatters against the wall behind you.
No, I just put it away. Look at that! I take it out. Like, who wants to see me do an unboxing? Hey, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, let me just set up the eye real quick in the corner at the right angle for you.
Huh? All right, I'm gonna check it out. Take this rod and sort of look it over. I'm like, yeah, it's good balance, right? Wisp, you want to hold it? Knock, you want to hold my rod? No? Okay.
What does it do?
It's an arcane focus. Helps
What'd
me
that rod do?
cast spells. Things. Yeah. So I use it to let see me cast spells. And I use it to cast light on the room just to give it some more light in here.
Yeah, it reacts very quickly.
Hey.
It looks very well made. For all intents and purposes, for you, it is a Rod of the Pact Keeper +1.
That is a promotion. Sweet. Okay, good. Let me just get this into my inventory while y'all look around the room. I'm also detecting magic around the room.
The room glows alight with magic.
Y'all, we're in some sort of magic like apartment.
You said there were no windows, or there were two?
There are no windows here.
No windows. Okay. Can I just start like looking around the room to see if there's like any indication of where we are, like a map or maybe like a a mug that says cheers from wherever we might be, like anything.
Best evil scientist ever. Like a
Yeah.
trophy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll an investigation check.
Alrighty. It's 11.
11.
Mm.
I will say that the architecture is, like, the stone is vaguely familiar to you, but that's all you're getting.
Okay. I'll just kind of like poke around the room then. You just kind of like dusting things off, looking at the desk. I'm just like moseying at this point.
Okay. So as you're looking around, you see a bag of some sort draped across one of the chairs at the desk, just kind of like hanging there. You also see a couple orbs of some sort. You see a very small one, maybe about this big, and then a larger one about this big, and they're resting next to each other.
I'll take a perusal through the bag, but I'll like point over to the orbs and just be like, Marcoris, do you happen to know what these might be?
He's absolutely playing with his new toy. Like, he's just like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, let me see. Do I know what those are?
Roll an Arcana
orbs.
check.
Yes,
And I'd like to
we-
go through the bag while he's kind of ciphering those out.
Okay. You reach in and you don't feel anything. You don't feel the bottom of the bag at all.
Does it hold things? This bag?
I was just gonna say, I stick like my whole arm inside. I just keep like trying to like find the bottom of the bag.
As you are reaching, you do grasp something.
I pull it up.
Okay. You pull out a giant belt of some sort that has a face of a person, like etched into the buckle.
Okay. I'm gonna lay that next to the orbs.
Okay.
I'm gonna reach back in to see if this Mary Poppins bag has anything
Okay.
else.
So time out, Mary Poppins. I got a 13 on the orbs for the Arcana check.
Okay. I will say just really quick. You pull out 3 potions of healing, as well as 2 greater potions of healing. On your Arcana check,
Payday.
the smaller orb is a drift globe.
Oh yeah. This is like it lots things up if you want to lot things up.
And then the other one you're not too sure of. You haven't seen anything quite like it before.
I don't know
It's
what
about,
this
it's,
big
it's,
one
it's
is.
5 pounds. It's like kind of smoky gray, about the size of a grapefruit. So
I mean, we should hang on to it because it's obviously magical. It's got some sort of magic coming off it.
Hang on to me and make sure you don't let go, if you please.
you hear from
What the
orb.
hell?
Wait, an eyeball? No, what the hell is that?
Do we hear this audibly or?
Yeah.
psychically?
Oh yeah.
I am a person, thank you very much.
Oh, howdy. Nice to meet you. I'm Marcoris Steg of the Order of the Emerald Claw. And then, I pick up the orb. I'm not phased by this at all. Marcoris just sort of, takes the orb and points it around the room. This is Jaraxius, Devourer of Hope.
Hello, orb.
And over here is Wisp, and that's Knock. And the quiet one over there is Kimura. Who are you?
But first of all, it's a pleasure to meet you. Finally, I've met there's somebody here than that crazy spider lady. I am Halifax Hornigold at your service.
I'm sorry, you're...
You're right. What? Hold on, how am I good with names? And that one sounds real damn familiar.
Okay, nice to... Here. And he walks over to Knock and puts the orb in Knock's hands. I don't know who that
Knock's
is.
already holding on to another, so Knock like puts the beach ball of the eye here and holds on to.
You want me to get you this?
Really?
You want me to get you the drift globe too? You can do some juggling.
Oh. You said your name was Halifax? Yes, Halifax Hornigold at your service.
I look over to Wisp. I'm like,
Is that name in one of your damn books?
No, that was the name of the mind flayer thing that we dealt with well before.
Doc's like face like lightens up and he goes,
You juiced our friends.
What are you talking about? I've been stuck in this hole for God knows how long.
There's a man, a creature, a lich, who calls himself the same name as you, who killed 2 of my friends.
Well, then we have a terrible case of identity theft, don't we? He also probably put me in here.
How do we get you out?
If I knew that, I wouldn't be in here now, would we?
Listen here, you could go back inside that goddamn chest if you want to. You keep that mouth up.
Knock, you're threatening a ball.
and then takes the ball and like throws it at Marcoris.
So then you deal with it.
I catch it and I roll it down my shoulders like the Harlem Globetrotters.
That is very impressive. I'm a little dizzy now, thank you very much. I also think I might throw up if I could.
How did you get in the ball?
I wish I could remember.
It was the last thing that you do remember.
Terrible bender of a night, if I do say so myself.
Okay.
I have a drinking problem is what I'm getting at. I don't remember how I got in here.
All right, what do you remember? Like Nox said, what do you remember?
Death, destruction,
Mm-hmm.
of all sorts.
Chick?
A beautiful woman.
Well, I mean, tell us about yourself. Like, what were you? And forgive me for being insensitive. Are you a human?
Yes, and I am a study of the arcane arts.
Oh, really? Okay, myself as well. That's nice.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet someone of culture, then.
Well, I mean, you flatter me, but yeah, I'll take that as a compliment.
Were you here during or before the city of Vedranis disappeared?
I came here, well, I lived in Vedranis, and then everything kind of went caboodle.
And a monocle and a scientist named Dr. Leaked, that sort of thing.
It was a very blurry night, but I remember that she stole my heart.
Oh, I see. Did you have some, and I wink at the globe. Did you have some fun?
I hope so, because I wound up stuck in this after, so I hope it was worth it.
I hope so.
But
too.
I'm not sure if it is.
I have been there 1,000 times,
My friend, I must tell you, I have had to pee for I don't know how long. And I can't.
How do we get you? Okay, you don't know the answer to that.
I don't know that. I've already answered that question.
All right. So it seems like you're trapped inside this globe, and there's no bathroom.
No, there's nothing.
Oh, God. All right. Some sort of prison. I mean, do I have any idea, Arcana check wise, what this is or how to bust this guy out of here?
Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Right. So before I was like, what is this? Now I kind of know it's some sort of prison. That's an 18.
18. It's tough to say if he has been like transmutated into this or if he's like truly trapped inside.
Sure.
With an 18,
I think what Marcoris is thinking is, would breaking this thing kill him or free him, or is it too dangerous to try?
It would probably destroy it and him.
Mm-hmm.
What you're getting is that this is a sentient item, and whatever he used to be or whoever he used to be is really no longer.
Yeah.
He is truly just the orb at this point in time with the memories and everything.
Gotcha. Well,
of a past life.
Mr. Hornigold, we can take you out of here, but until we find a way to de-orbify you, you might just need to keep us company, or if you're all right with that.
Well, I talk a lot, so I hope that's okay.
No, so do I. Yeah, no, I got someone who calls me her little chatty man. That's me. But you, I mean, how do you feel about dogs?
I'm allergic.
Oh, okay. I wonder if that applies to you in orb form as well. Well, I mean, for now, we'll just keep you tight. All right. Sorry, and we'll look for a bathroom.
All right, well, carry me on, I suppose.
Yeah, we'll find the little orbs room. All right. Wisp.
Yeah.
What's the bag?
I think it's a bag of holding.
Oh, that's useful. That's good.
And I'm reaching in it as I say this to pull out the second item.
Okay, which is the health potions.
Yeah. And like I'm setting them on the thing. So I'll pull out 3 more small healing potions, 2 greater healing, and then I'm in that belt.
Okay.
And then I kind of just like turn it upside down and shake it just to make sure everything's out of it.
Yeah, it seems like that was all that was in it.
All right. I mean,
Okay, and I'll sling it on my back.
I'm gonna hand her the drift globe. I'm gonna be like, if you can figure out with this how to activate this thing, it's like a big torch, you know, can make daylight and things like that. So just toss it in the bag for now.
And I'll put it in the bag.
As you're kind of working, Wisp, all of you notice that the room is slowly getting darker and darker and darker, but it seems to be focused and coming from Wisp.
Like a darkness around Wisp, or like the room just closing?
Or
No,
am I,
it's
am
it's
I
like
emanating?
it's coming from Wisp. More specifically, her staff.
Wisp, you feeling okay?
I feel fine. And she like looks up from like she's like adjusting the bag on her and just kind of like looking at the potions and making sure that she's like looking in the bag to see if the drift globe like she can see it, but she can't, so she closes it and then she looks. I'm fine. Why?
It's getting darker. You're like sucking all the light out of the room.
Yeah, and your eyes ain't doing that thing it usually does when you are becoming dark.
And I'll look around. Do I notice the same thing?
Yeah, you do, and you do notice like on your like where do you keep your staff? Is it like on your like
Yeah,
off your
just
back
like
or-
I just kind of like keep it wedged between my sack and like my like shirt, I guess.
right. You feel a like cold, almost like someone's putting ice against your back where your staff is.
And I'll take it out.
It is emanating this kind of smoky darkness. It's cold to the touch, but as you kind of hold on to it, it dissipates for a little bit. And it almost completely gets obscured by the smoky darkness. And then all of a sudden it kind of disappears and the staff seems relatively the same.
Okay.
Though it feels more, you kind of swing it around a little bit. It feels more lithe, it feels lighter, but like it packs more of a punch.
Okay. All right. I like take note of it and just kind of like, all right.
And yeah, you feel there's a confidence and a I'm trying to think of the right word, but like a stillness in your mind after so many things have kind of encroached on your mind and whatnot and invaded. You feel that now, for whatever reason, with the staff, that you are more protected against it. So, for the sake of explaining it, I guess, your staff has become awakened.
Okay.
So, you can add this to your character sheet. There is actually another magical item with the same name, staff of the Ikuhara, and it says the staff becomes awakened after a great triumph by one of the Ikuhara. The staff gives the monk resistance to psychic damage. It also does extra cold damage on each successful hit. There is a silent serenity when a monk of the Ikuhara holds the staff. Something more lies at rest here. Proficiency with the quarterstaff allows you to add your proficiency bonus to the attack roll for any attack you make with it. It is also a magical weapon for the sake of avoiding and getting through magical resistances.
Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Thanks. Cool. She doesn't think it's anything special because she doesn't understand it entirely at the moment, but me, Ray, is freaking out. Thank you. I'm gonna add that.
This be a lesson to all the DMs out there. Magic treats make your players very happy.
Damn, is everything in the room that we had seen, is everything in the room looted?
It doesn't look like it. You see some like art pieces that you might be able to take that seem to be worth something. And I will say just as well that belt knock looks mighty.
Knock, that belt would look good on you.
The knock wasn't even paying attention. I knew the belt was, of course, me, but Knock wasn't even paying attention to the belt being pulled out, to be honest with you. Knock gets up and looks at the art, grabs the art off the wall and smashes it onto the floor.
What are you doing?
And then he just starts rifling through it and he says,
People hide things behind these.
Yeah.
grabs the other piece of art, smashes it onto the ground.
I mean, we can also sell it for money.
I ain't gonna be. Do you see what I gotta carry already in my camera?
No, hold on. And I'm gonna grab the bag of holding from Wisp. I'm like, here. You see this thing? It's like a bottomless. It's not bottomless, but it is makes it easier to carry stuff around. So don't worry about that. Just stick it in here, and I'm gonna like sort of take a piece of artwork and I'm gonna put it into the bag of holding. Like, see, we can take things of value in here and trade them in for money. Money can be exchanged for goods and services.
Knock just kind of throws his hand up, arms along. He just mumbles under his breath, damn art.
Okay, now look at this, and I'm gonna take the belt. You see this? If I'm not mistaken, this is it's gonna make you stronger. Would you like to be stronger?
That belt right there is gonna make me stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Knock kind of shakes his head slowly. He says no.
All right, how about this?
And points down to his belt with the trophies on it.
This is what makes me stronger.
Okay, yeah, that makes you stronger on the inside. This will make you stronger in muscles.
No, shakes his head, looks around the room. Disbelief.
Yeah, I know. Listen, normally in cases like this, I would do a little wager, but you're my friend now, and so I'm going to just suggest you put this on, get used to having it around your waist, just see what happens. I mean, it's just another belt, right? You can keep your trophy belt.
Knox snatches the belt away from him in mid-sentence.
Such a dick.
He wraps it and ties it around his bicep.
Mm-hmm.
Real tight.
Yeah, it looks good. Looks like you're about to shoot up. Get into that though.
Knock back in the 70s. No, so yeah,
You're on an episode of The Wire up in here.
Yeah, I know, right? So he pulls it tight. Yeah, what the hell does this belt do?
Yeah, you're gonna have to spend a little bit more time with it to figure it out.
Knock starts flexing with the belt.
No one. Sorry.
No one wears a belt like Knock.
Okay, is there anything else that's magic in here that I notice?
It seems like you guys have grabbed everything in this room.
Jerry's pissed.
Jerry didn't get shit.
What about me?
You want this
I
belt?
imagine.
You now notice, and nobody saw this before, but Jerry is dragging Karina Leak's longsword with him.
I was gonna say, imagine him trying to fashion something that looks like a crown or an amulet or something where he's just like, yes, and now I have found myself something triumphant.
Exactly. That's exactly what he's doing. 100%.
Oh my god. So good.
You see Aiden kind of sniffing about. He kind of turns to you, he's like,
Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. A lot of pieces of dried meat. Here you go. Sit.
I think we
He
keep
just
forgetting he's
stares
like
at
a
you.
real person stuck in a dog body.
does anybody have like a wine skin or something like that?
I have a water skin.
Because if anybody have any alcohol, he like goes and sniffs it and tries to grab some alcohol.
Oh.
He's a
mine doesn't have
boozy
alcohol
type
in
of
it,
dog.
so.
Respect.
He doesn't find anything and goes up to the door and starts scratching at the door. He tries to like open it, but he can't.
You need to
And
go
he
out?
gets you get
You need to go
yeah.
out? I'm not trying to like talk down to you, and I really want to know. Do you need to pee? All right, okay. And I'm gonna go to the door and I'm opening it up.
Okay. And he kind of begins making his way out from the doorway.
So this is Vedranis, huh? Just a room with stone walls. It's not that impressive.
Do you think we're in that castle? The heart?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I mean, whatever it was, I'm guessing that room back there, I mean, Dr. Leak was using that to just hide all her goodies. You know? Things she took from other people who wandered into her territory.
Interesting.
But, I mean, we could be anywhere in the city. You all know the city better than I do. Could be in... Heck, we could
and
be in
I
that,
look at him with wide eyes when he says that. I'm just like, oh no. Like,
Yeah, no, I mean, that could have spit us out. We could be in the... Maybe we're in some part of the asylum that hasn't been discovered. Maybe she had a secret room somewhere.
maybe. Hopefully.
Maybe we're not even in Vedranis. I mean, with something like that, we could be hundreds of miles away.
Knock wants to walk over to one of the walls and just like knock on the walls. Knock, knock. But once I knock on the walls, can he just hear if it's like it's hollow? Like, is there just another like hallway, a room beyond that, or is it just thick like earth?
So what you see when you exit is just a set of stairs that spirals downward. You
Seems
knock
like we're in
on the wall and it's solid cobblestone.
Any windows?
No windows.
We in a tower of some kind?
Right at the top, the only way we can find out is by going down. So let's...
Knock takes the orb, looks at all the scattered art that's been broken everywhere, scoffs, and then starts walking out.
Hey, I hate to be this guy, but I'm still not 100%. Can we take a little break? Maybe take an hour to just sort of collect ourselves.
I haven't seen outside in weeks.
I know, man, but I need to bandage myself up. I got messed up by that spider with a gun. There's a spider with a gun, nah? I mean, we gotta take a break. That spider lady had a gun.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, she had a gun and feet of
She shot me.
You're whining. I had an aboleth take a chunk out of my arm.
I keep
just keep
hearing
thinking,
this.
Strider's got a gun.
Well, and I keep thinking like
The party's on the run.
she shot me with a gun, and I didn't even know what that was until a few days ago.
She shot me with a gun. And mind you, I've never seen a gun before, like 3 days prior.
Mm-hmm.
Knock, he big sigh, turns around and sits down with the orb in between his legs. He says,
Let's hang out in the trophy room.
Beaten by an aboleth.
Yeah. No.
And then after that, I got this forever trying to seep through my body.
Right.
Stop
Look,
whining.
Not whining. I'm saying let's be okay. Let's be tactical. All right. You know, I mean, we want to be at our best, right?
You sound like Kimura.
Well, she's not saying anything, so someone has to.
Right here. Fuck you.
Okay, she's right there. That was obviously her voice.
Obviously. Obviously.
We I'm saying just a short rest, and we'll be back at it. Okay.
Short rest heard?
Okay. You guys can go ahead and take your short rest, expend any hit dice that you want. As far as any items that you would like to attune to, you are more than welcome to. Knock, if you want to attune to that magic item, for all intents and purposes, it is a belt of dwarven kind. So what it does for you, my friend, is your constitution score increases by 2 to a maximum of 20. You have advantage on charisma checks made to interact with dwarves. In addition, while attuned to the belt, you have a 50% chance each day at dawn of growing a full beard if you're capable of growing one.
I can't wait for the random time of the day to be like, it's time.
Also, if you aren't a dwarf, you gain the following benefits. You have advantage on saving throws against poison, and you have resistance against poison damage. You have dark vision up to 60 feet, and you can speak, read, and write Dwarvish.
It's all right.
And then for Wisp,
I have to attune to my staff.
you have to attune to the staff, which you have resistance to psychic damage, like I said, and then you do an extra like D4, I think, or maybe D6 cold damage on each successful hit.
So what this looks like for her very quickly, she basically takes it and she holds it in her hands like this, like perpendicular to the floor. And you just see her like, it's emanating her in shadow, so it's hiding her in shadow, and she just sits there for like the whole hour just like meditating with this staff. And it's just like in shadow, and then when it just drops, it all just kind of gets soaked up, and she just stands up and she's like, okay, I'm ready to go.
Okay.
So good.
Hell yeah. Kimura just kind of busies like cleaning her new rifle. Just keeping everything in check. Your rest goes without interruption, and you are able to continue on if you wish.
All right, I feel so much better now. Okay, I'm ready to kick some ass and explore this tower, or wherever we are. After you, Knock, and I'm just gonna make sure we take those art things, put them in the bag. Drift gloves in there.
So you get
Halifax is in there.
Yeah, Halifax is.
It's in the bag.
I'm going to tell you about the time.
All right, we'll come back. We'll check in on you in a little bit.
You gain 10 50 GP like art items that you can sell.
Sweet.
So you have 10 of those. You would have had 12, but Nog destroyed 2 of them. So
okay.
Art.
Ray, do you have that written down?
It's not supposed to be for forever.
What?
So 10 art items worth 50 GP each.
Okay, so 10.
It's in the bag, yeah. Drift globe is in the bag.
It's in the bag.
It's in the bag.
Yeah.
What's in the fucking bag?
What's in the bag?
So is there anything besides the drift globe, Halifax, the 3 healing, the 2 greater, and the 10 pieces of artwork?
That's all I know of.
I think that's it.
Okay, then I got it.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep a little note about what's in the bag of holding. Okay.
And I think you can actually on D&D Beyond put that into your backpack.
Yeah, that's new, right?
Mm-hmm. So you know it's there. So
sweet.
Okay. So you guys complete your short rest, and as who's leading.
I mean, I was walking down the stairwell first, but I don't have to. Knock is going to ask the rest of the group. Which
I mean, Jerry can do a little, you can get ahead if you want.
I like that idea.
Send the bird.
I am not a bird, Goliath.
You're a winged annoyance. You are a bird.
I am a champion who has slayed Dr. Karina Licht.
Champion bird.
I am champion bird.
Champion bird goes flying ahead of us a good 100 feet, something like that.
So he continues down a spiral staircase, which is pretty dark, for about 100 feet before it ends in a semi-long hallway. And I apologize for the cat in the background.
Okay, all right. There's a cat.
What he sees as he continues on this hallway are alcoves, like inset maybe about 3 to like 5 feet, with stone sarcophaguses and statues behind those.
Yo, he's seeing like niches, like alcoves with like sarcophagi.
Wait a minute. The sarcophaguses have Kimura, the symbol.
Oh, Kimura's like the order of whatever her.
Yeah, the order of the.
Wait, I don't want to ask her. I don't want to bring it up because she always talks about it. She gets real moody.
Right.
But the her Onyx Legion.
Yeah, are they the same ones that DM?
Are there any markings on these sarcophagi? Anything?
There are like names that have slowly like faded over time, with like death days and death years. There's some markings on them, but none that like ring any bells for Jaraxius.
Does it look like they've been here for a long time?
It looks like it, yeah.
No, these are older. Yeah, but then again, time is kind of funky here by what you were saying. Yeah, it doesn't look like Onyx Legion though. I'm gonna keep sending Jaraxius down further. He checks each alcove just to look over the sarcophagi.
He checks, and same thing until it opens up into a vast room where there's a little bit of light shining, and he sees this Gothic ceiling archway, but it looks like that the ceiling has collapsed as there is rubble strewn across the room, and he can see a brackish moon shining, like a full moon shining through the brackish air of Vedranis, and there is snow falling. He sees at the back of the room, so he enters out, and he's up against the wall to the like on his right side. On his left, he sees all the rubble, and he sees a table, like a stone table that has been crashed and like destroyed because of the ceiling collapsing. And then he sees another hallway to the left of that like crumpled desk.
I communicate that to everyone. I say, some sort of big like hall, and there's sky above, but it's snowing. I mean, at least it's fresh air, but apparently the hall keeps going.
Should we follow it?
I mean,
it seems safe.
He doesn't. Does Jerry see any movement or giant dragons roaming around?
Make a perception check.
I'm gonna have Jerry do this.
Yeah.
Jerry's perception, as we've established, is better than mine. So.
11.
It's an 11.
He hears this coming from outside. Beyond,
yeah,
he hears crows.
Nothing outside but crows.
It sounds like
seems pretty safe.
Lot of them.
Yeah, Marcoris wouldn't be alarmed by this though, so he says, I mean, it's just crows.
The Kyrian are close.
We've got a problem.
What's the problem?
They probably already know what we did.
Okay.
Well,
they did what they wanted us to, right?
They haven't seen us yet. If the crows haven't seen it, they won't pass the message.
Yeah, Jerry's invisible, so.
that we need to make sure we're doing the same. As the invisible bird.
I will say, for Draxius, the crows seem in distress. Not distress, but they sound agitated, aggressive.
These crows don't seem happy. Like something's wrong.
Yeah, they're protectors. They're not gonna be very happy.
Yeah, but who'd they be protecting?
And the Kybergen, they're at the mercy of them. They're their watchful eyes, they're protectors. They attacked us when we first came into the city and didn't know much.
Like Jerry with me.
Yes, but they have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them.
Gross.
Everywhere.
Okay. Now, can I back it up here? We did what these Kybergen folk asked us to do, right?
We did.
We killed the lady, took the eye.
Sent like tools to do their bidding so they could go ahead and deal with my ailment.
So they got no reason to be mad at us, right?
When you go ahead and hire mercenaries to do your job, and they do it, but you are done with the use of them, this could be us.
So you think they're going to double cross us? And
that we do not know until we end up talking to Sigismund.
Well, there's nothing to press on. The question is, do we want to do it all sneaky, or do we want to just be bold?
I can help us be sneaky if we need.
Sneaky it is.
All right, let's head through that hallway.
And I will cast Pass Without a Trace on the group.
Okay. So you cast Pass Without a Trace, and you begin descending the spiral staircase, making little to no noise. You descend some 100 feet. It seems longer to you. It's cold. You can feel a rush of air coming from the base of the staircase. And finally, you reach the bottom of the stairs. As you guys begin walking down the hallway, Knock and Wisp, you look at these alcoves, kind of peering in, and there's recognition in this area. You keep walking until you make your way out of into the big vast entry where you see what was described earlier. The ceiling collapsed, the full moon peeking through this brackish brown black sky and snow falling, letting a little light in. From what little light you see a table that has been crushed from the ceiling. As you sit there for a moment, you realize you have been in this room before. As this is the very room where you first met Halifax, the Alhoun. And as you're facing this table off to the right is the hallway that goes down to where he took you to Dr. Karina's crypt. There is rubble strewn across everywhere. There are giant cobblestone boulders that have collapsed from the ceiling as seemingly was not there before. Something has happened. As Wisp, you remember making your escape from the crypt, some sort of earthquake.
That's right.
And you can hear the crows from outside. Everybody make a perception check.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. I'll wait for the perception.
No. I was just gonna. Who has the orb with the talking man in it?
It's in the backpack.
Fuck.
It's in the bag.
Never mind then. Let him stay there, bitch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make that perception check.
Okay.
Oof.
Yeah, big oof.
Big oops. Oh my god.
Damn.
Hey, there we go.
Okay,
Marcos got an
thanks.
18.
Thanks, Marcor.
Marcos, you hear more noises coming from outside. You hear the crows, but you also hear something that you're very familiar with, spending your days in Karnath. You hear undead outside. Lots of undead.
We were in a crypt. This is really bad.
Dead people jazz fingers.
Yeah. Yeah. This is gonna be bad.
I'm gonna turn to whisper to the others. I'm like, we've got undead outside. That sounds like, I mean, there's one sound I'm familiar with, and that's shambling. And there is some shambling going on outside.
Okay, well, we need to get out. We need to cause a distraction or a diversion. Something.
Okay. I mean, we can do the old Jerry bait and switch, where I send Jerry out to like draw their attention away from us.
You hear Kimura speak up, wait. And she's looking down the hallway that you went down several days to a week ago. What about him?
About who?
The Illithid.
Ah, fuck.
What about Vauder and Nock? Not Nock, sorry, fuck.
Nock's dead?
What? You just died.
Wait,
What about
Calder?
Vauder and Calder? Why am I doing Irish fuck?
I don't know.
I need to get into my Russian accent so I can go
They-
higher pitched.
Their bodies. I mean,
They're gone.
they're
I
gone.
don't think we should waste any more time finding their bodies. I'm sorry.
Right, well then, where is Halifax?
He's
The
inside the
real one?
Which
bag.
one?
The first one.
The
Look,
illithid
not-
one? The
That,
doll?
yes. Fuck. Yes.
No, that's a good question.
I mean, does it look like somebody's been through here anytime recently?
Make a survival check.
I would also like to make that survival check to look around, like if there's any like rope, like drag marks of ropes, like onto like the dust and whatnot on the ground. Like this motherfucker's outside.
4. I know nothing.
Sorry, what was the check again, DM?
Survival.
Survival.
20
heard.
hits us.
Ah, there we go.
There it is.
Better.
Natural 20. Knock. You can say for sure as you scan and your primal Goliath instincts take over. Other than the rubble that has caused disturbances in like the table and the floor and whatnot, you can say with absolute surety there has been nothing else to be in this room since last you left it.
I relay that same message to everybody else in a very knock-like manner.
We've only been here once, and this room hasn't changed since then. Halifax is either deep underneath that crypt where we left him with our party, or he's using another route to get out of here. But nothing's been in here.
Listen, y'all, if you want to find your friends' bodies, that's fine. But we can't take long, okay? I mean, do you think they're down that tunnel?
No,
I wouldn't bank on it.
I've made my position clear about this, okay? Yeah, and I don't want to disrespect anybody else, but if a person's dead, they're dead, and I'd rather keep on moving. That's my piece. I'm just gonna say it.
I look at Knock.
Shit, I was gonna say the same thing. Damn it! All right. Nock looks at the eye that he's holding.
It looks at you.
I look at Wisp.
I'm still looking at Knock.
Where's Kimura looking?
Down the hall.
Nock mutters.
They deserve a better grave than being buried down there with that monster. But we went through all that trouble, killing the many for this.
And he hands the eye over to Wisp.
She takes it.
Nox has to walk towards the tunnel where his friends lies.
Okay. Is anybody else following? Kimura will.
I'll follow, but I wait for them to go first.
Marcoris reluctantly brings up the rear.
Okay. So you begin to travel downward for what seems like far too long for you, Marcoris, until you reach the door, the stone door in which you were last in. The door has been collapsed to the side. You look in and it's kind of dark. You can make out there's some rubble in there. You can see a couple corpses. You're not sure what. You can't make them out from here, but like you can only get like a little slivers. Like you have to like peek under the stone door. As it looks like it's collapsed somewhere.
Even with that 60 feet of dark vision, it's still very unclear on who's in there.
It's hard to make out just like basic, like descriptions. You can just see corpses. You're not sure if it's the zombies that you've killed. You're not sure if it's the skeletons that you've killed. You're not sure if it's Calder. You're not sure if it's Vodder.
I tried to pry open that sliver in the doorway a little bit more, enough for them to fit. And I'm gonna kind of hold myself precariously there.
Okay. Go ahead and make an athletics check. Easy.
24.
You brace yourself with, like, put your back against the stone door, push it back into place enough where everybody can make their way and crawl past you into the crypt.
Knock with his head. He's throws his head over for the command, a very silent command. He's not talking, just for everybody to get moving.
Yep.
Okay. Everybody making their way in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
As you step in, the braziers light up, illuminating the room, as they did when you first entered however many days ago. It looks like some sort of earthquake, something happened in here since you were last here, as the pillars that were holding up part of the roof have been destroyed and are facing like in an outward position. They're blown against the wall. The fountain that used to be there is missing, and in its place is a crater of some sort. Not deep, but there's a little bit of a crater. You do see the zombies and the skeletons that you destroyed, like the bone remnants of the skeletons. Everybody make me a perception check.
Wisp cannot concentrate on nothing today. She's just out there.
Bitch.
I rolled an 11.
Okay.
Jerry rolled a 5.
Marcoris, you see a bundle of gray, tattered robes lying on the ground beneath a boulder.
Or something doesn't look like a zombie.
You see a white hand, long-fingered, kind of splayed out, and two large books, tomes, one green, one red, that are chained together with the hand outstretched reaching towards it.
Marcoris looks at it and shakes his head sadly and says, "There he is, Vader."
Knock like walks over with like a hoverly like walk, and then stops and goes,
That ain't Vader, you idiot.
I've never met. I don't know who Vader is.
I just
Did
look.
you say Vader was the Illithid?
To confirm, is that the Illithid?
It is, though when you turn the body over as it's laying on its stomach, Halifax is dead.
It's 4.
You see gore and blood as his head has seemingly been completely smashed. His chest is like cracked open, and you can see like these ragged ribs jutting out at odd angles.
Does this look like warp disease? Or does this look like somebody purposely did it?
Make a medicine check.
15. I'll take
15.
that.
This doesn't look like any sickness.
This looks like
it looks like
man
someone
done.
has grabbed and pulled. As you can see, streaks of blood, like, and a handprint on the stone next to it. Knock, as you're looking around, you see another robed figure, and you can see bits of fur coming out from beneath. It looks like this body has been thrown somehow against the wall, as well as it's on the opposite side of the room.
Knock leans into Halifax's body after being tossed over and says,
I would have done worse to you.
and then he stands up and walks over towards the body. But before he does that, he looks to Marcoris and says,
grab the books.
Yeah, man, yeah. I'm gonna grab those books and check them out.
Okay.
and he starts making his way over towards the body. The Vader. This one has to be it.
Water body.
The fur is thin and brittle. The skin is much too tight against the bone. The hood is fallen, but you can see a cylindrical hole in the back of the skull. As you turn the body around to confirm, you do see Vauder, lifeless and very stiff.
Knock, Izzy turns him over and confirms. His eyes begin to furrow and he shakes his head.
This place will not be your grave.
And he goes and puts his hands under him and scoops him up. And he kind of just looks to the left and looks to the right to see if he can see Calder.
You spend time looking. Kimura spends time looking, removing rubble and rock. You probably spend a little too much time looking, just to confirm. You do not see Calder.
Doc wants to walk over to Wisp and Macoris, the rest of the group, while holding his body.
We need to leave.
He looks down to the body.
I've gotten what I've come for.
All right. Let's get him out of here then. Do you want to carry him or? And without saying anything, he looks between the corpse and the bag of holding, just like.
Can that actually fit?
Wisp immediately just like kind of tries to meet the eye line and just like gently shakes her head no. And she like clutches the bag a little closer to her when she shakes her head. She's like, just
Bugbear's too good for a bag. All right, that's fine with me.
To knock.
You must have really liked him a lot.
Mind your words, you insensitive man.
I'm trying to be insensitive. I'm trying to keep our shows moving.
He just walks past him, and he still has Calder. I mean, still has Vodder in his arms, walking towards the doorway which we came.
Okay.
And I will carry him. Nock will make the decision to go ahead and carry him up until we get the fuck up out of here.
Do you want to talk to him? They probably couldn't tell you anything you didn't already know, but
Nock turns around and goes,
all right.
with like a snarl and a growl. Makes direct eye contact with Macoris.
Okay, all right, I'm sorry, I'll shut up.
He's walking.
Okay. You make your way back up with Vodder in your arms and make your way back to the foyer which you originally were at. You can hear again the crows in the background coming from somewhere nearby. The moon strangely clearer than it has been, in the snow just falling through the ceiling that is no longer there.
Snow here a lot.
The first time we've seen.
Yeah.
Okay, where now? What's it called? The asylum? Or where do you want to
Can I look out? Yeah, can I look outside? Is our wagon still out there? Because we had a wagon.
You did have a wagon.
Is it just still sitting there, or is it infested with zombies now?
Undead donkey?
Driving it.
Undead donkey?
Looks like the wagon has gone missing or is gone. You're not sure what happened.
Guess we are walking. For the time being, at least.
Nock shakes his head with like a little bit of dread, and he says,
The load has been heavy, Wisp. What is a little bit more walking?
Yeah. You're right.
He looks down towards Wisp.
I wouldn't have left you down there either.
She just kind of looks at the ground and then like back up to you. And there's a look on her face of like pained thankfulness. It's really kind of uncomfortable. But she just like gives you a nod and acknowledges the sentiment.
He nods slowly as he points his attention down towards the hallway, towards the exit.
This man's spirit reside in the heavens and not down there where he wanted it to be. Be their shepherd.
Slowly, his pace starts to make his way towards the door.
Before, I was just gonna say before they go out.
What?
She walks over to Kimura. How is she doing?
She's as reserved as you've seen her. But roll an insight check.
Okay. 17.
She looks as reserved as ever, though there's something in her eyes. It's a mix of determination and sorrow.
She awkwardly tries to like give her like one of those like reassuring pats on the shoulder, but it's like stuttered for a moment. She only like taps her shoulder twice and then moves to just start taking some of the warmer things out of her pack to put on before they go out.
Yeah. She just kind of nods a couple times. Doesn't say much. We should go.
Sorry,
No,
where are we going?
Away from here.
Yeah.
Now, if I remember correctly, Justin, we're in a graveyard, right?
Yes. Well, you're in a mausoleum, which has a big
But there's a graveyard surrounding it.
graveyard surrounding it.
Do you want to bury your friend here, or?
No.
All right. I may have missed that. Well, I was just. I don't know what you're playing. I'll follow y'all. Let's go.
We exit this building. Get us out of here.
Okay. And you guys begin making your way, finally leaving the mausoleum, heading back in the direction of the asylum. You don't really have a moment to breathe as the crows, as you leave, get louder as you exit the building. You hear the shambling and the groaning of undead. As you make your way to the street and look back behind the mausoleum, the best way to describe it is sort of like a war zone, a battlefield, as there are undead laying on the ground, crawling about, swiping at these crows. As you can see, these graves have been disturbed, as hundreds of bodies have risen from their graves. Some of them have made their way to the streets. Some of them still continue to attack these crows. These crows are attacking back. You can see crows like flying in, swiping and pecking at the eyes, at the mouth, at the ears, and just going crazy, attacking these zombies. The zombies grab some of them. You hear the crunching of bone as some of them will grab and like throw one to the ground.
We didn't do that, right? But that wasn't us.
Everything that died did. Whatever hold she had or whatever hold he had. Maybe.
Whatever caused that earthquake.
Maybe.
All this shaking happened. As soon as I went down to the second layer beyond that crypt we were in, we found the man with the books.
We haven't seen the outside since, though.
That is true.
Let's get some distance between us and Shambletown.
Yeah.
Are they less abundant, DM, on like, since like we're on like almost like a hill and it's surrounded by graves? The street that's filled with undead. Is there like another street or other streets that are connecting this graveyard that are not as filled with the undead?
Make a perception check.
Shit.
There are a lot of undead. You think you might be able to find a way to maybe avoid some of them, but it's gonna be difficult.
We have an hour. We had an hour to like cast that pass without trace. We've got an hour of sneaky sneak.
All right,
That's
let's
true.
let's sneak past him as much as we can.
Okay.
I agree.
So Marcoris is going to send Jaraxius forward to find the optimal routes to avoid as many of these zombies as possible.
Okay.
So basically, he's just like, he looks down one possible way to get where we're going, and then he's like, okay, now which way do we go from here? He's like, Marcoris is asking, like, what's the best way back to the asylum? And then Jerry is checking possible directions to see, well, there's less zombies over here.
Everybody can stealth check really quick.
Sure.
With plus 10 for...
Yeah, 10. Yeah, make sure you add your 10.
Oh, jeez.
That'll be a 21.
17.
25.
Okay. You guys begin making your way, weaving in and out. There's a moment where you reach a small market square. One that you've passed before, when you encountered a bugbear and some bandits. You see corpses as zombies feast on those same bandits, those hobgoblins. You see a dead hellhound. Still chained, but also being consumed by the undead. One of these undead very large. But you avoid any detection.
You say very large. What do we mean by that?
Elaborate.
10
Please.
feet tall.
Say more.
It's bigger than me's.
All right. Okay. Great. Wonderful.
You can see it as there's a moment where this zombie undead creature lifts up one of these hobgoblins by the head and then reaches out and grabs one of the arms and just rips it off, and then begins like just almost swallows the arm whole.
Really quick question: Is our hellhound friend still with us?
Yeah.
Okay, I just
There's a
wanted
different
to-
hellhound.
Different
I know.
hellhound.
I just wanted to make sure.
Different
I
hellhound.
just wanted to make sure they were still with us and everything was Gucci. We haven't checked in with him in a minute.
Yeah, he's following in tow, trying to make us keep
okay.
quiet. You guys pass that. There's still crows. There's moments where there's complete darkness as the crows obscure the moon and any light that it gives. There are that many above. Some of them look at you as they're perched, kind of watching, give you kind of a tilted eye and look at you, but seemingly pay no mind. All of a sudden, somewhere in the distance, you hear a rumbling, echoing warble from what sounds like a crow or a raven, but it's much too deep and much too loud, even from your distance, to be anything that you've witnessed before. It shakes you, and it echoes seemingly for miles. All of a sudden, the crows that are watching you and watching the zombies stop and begin taking flight. in the direction of the asylum. And that is where we're going to end the session for tonight.
They totally know, and we're super fucked.
We didn't do anything wrong.
Oh god.
Not yet.
Not yet.
We don't know.
I thought Mama Burr was coming for a second. It's like, oh,
I
you
thought
know,
it was gonna
zombies
be
not
like a
fucked
dire
up.
raven.
I was like, it's a rock. It's a fucking rock.
Oh my god.
No,
yeah.
I would say that sounds a little bit bigger than a dire raven.
Yeah,
It's like it's that dragon that we heard about, but the dragon is a raven.
Yeah, it's a raven. A ravenous dragon.
Yep.
Yes.
That's what you did there. A ravenous dragon.
No.
It's hungry for people.
It's hungry for people. Oh boy.
Holy shit.
What a session. Thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate every single one of you. Let's go around. Let us know, you guys, like what you're up to, where we can find you, things like that. We'll go in the reverse direction. So we'll start with Derek. Let us know.
Yeah, I am Derek from atop Derek Mountain, where you can find me here on this wonderful platform known as InfiniteRP every single Thursday, where we play D&D and make the memories, have the funs and shit. And if not, then you can find me weekly at atop Derek Mountain, where you can find this eclectic-ass brownie playing games and doing geek shit and stuff on top of a mountain. We'll be playing some RP, some Apex. We've been playing the hell out of... what the hell is it? Blood Hunt and whatnot. Vampire Battle Royale. Oh my god, it's so much damn fun. But we, salt and pepper on a bunch of different games, and we'll be hopefully doing some music and whatnot later on soon. So look forward to the future. That's what I'm up to.
Hell yeah. Make sure to go check that out, everybody.
Pass the baton.
Pass the baton. Ray, what are you up to? Where can we find you?
Oh, hey, I'm Ray, or with a brick everywhere on the interwebs. You can find me on my channels with a brick with 2 Ks. That's me. I've just been kind of hanging out. I'm getting in the swing of things with New World and plan on streaming that soon. I got some other things in the works. I just recorded a little something, so that's being in the works too. I've got a lot of stuff that's going to be coming out within the next couple weeks or month here, so stay tuned. I've got a lot of stuff going on, so yeah.
I can't wait to find out what this is.
I know, I'm really excited to share with everybody. It's been like a year and a half in the making. It's really cool.
Oh boy, shit, that's a lot of days.
It's a lot of magics.
That's a lot of magic. That's a lot of dollars. Justin,
what?
Where can we find you?
Oh man, you can find me here every Thursday night. I'm Doc Rimbo. I'm Doc Rimbo on Twitch. Doc Rimbo on Twitter. I am here every Thursday and loving it. I can't wait to see what havoc we hath wrought on the city of Vedranis and what that means. I also am here on Monday nights where we play Flames of Freedom. If you haven't been watching this season, you still have time to go to our YouTube channel and check out all of the Flames of Freedom 1 through 8 episodes. This Monday is episode 9, which is our finale, where the group faces off against the sort of big bad, and then who knows, maybe some historical cameos and sowing seeds for future adventures. So you should come by on Monday night at the same time as Vedranis here. That is 8 p.m. Eastern.
8 p.m. Eastern.
Nailed it. Cole, where are you?
I'm here. I'm right here.
You're right there.
You can find me obviously here every Thursday playing the Lost City of Vedranis, our homebrew campaign with these fucking wonderful people. These guys make all the work.
And Isla, who we hope feels better.
Yes, all the love for Isla. She's been awesome. She's been doing a lot of work in real life and stuff. So we're hoping she feels better and she can make it next week because things and stuff. Anyway, you can find me on LacunaRP on Twitter and Twitch. I am more active on Twitter than I am on Twitch. I don't really stream. I stream sometimes. I streamed a while ago, I think.
It's time to start streaming your Street Kid on WildRP.
Yeah, I know, right? You really should. That character would get so much fucking clout and all of which it deserves. It's hilarious. That entire dynamic is fucking hilarious.
I think when I stream though, like I don't pay as much attention to the RP and I think it gets inhibited. So I've thought about doing some YouTube stuff. We'll see. I don't No, but I'm kind of just enjoying playing a street kid character. There are a few people you can watch who are also some street kids, and you can see the shenanigans they get up to because they're far funnier than I am. But yeah, you can follow me on Twitter. I tweet sometimes. I retweet mostly IRP stuff. I'm a retweet machine, okay? But that's me. That's us. Stick around after the credits. We are going to be rating Perception Studio. They're playing some Blades in the Dark, a system that I've always wanted to play, but I've never had. And they have puppets. They have puppets playing thieves and Blades in the Dark. We love you guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Follow all the things, subscribe all the things, blah, 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 things like that. And we love you very much. Stay safe and have a wonderful night. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.